Oh yeah, sun's out, sun's out. No sun, no life. Focus, focus. What's up, Street Talk, Street God, Street Vlogs, Erkim House. Right, your chief respondent. Chilling with this. Okay, some thoughts. First thought. No sun, no life. So, Black Eagle capital. So what does it mean? Why does it matter? Blah, blah, right? So the first thought is, good progress on the restaurants. Good progress there. And what this then means is, got some good action in the morning. Alright, so anyways. Kind of like the ethical imperative of Bitcoin and stuff like that, blah blahs. Why I believe in it, blah blah. Okay, so a lot more people having the feels. Exciting. Oh, this guy has a wave vest too. I like your wave vest.
See? Bam! She's got my chin.
Dude, you guys are hard mofos. How'd you guys get into it?
Just stumbled.
I just saw other people.
We walked quite a bit, so we thought that we would add just a little resistance.
Oh, it's so smart, because like, you know everyone's into running?
Yeah.
I hate running, I just like walking.
We just saw a running club.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's running implications. The impact over time cannot serve you well sometimes.
Are people like stupid? Like, do they just not know better, or
It's bad
with running?
Well,
do people not know?
She used to run. I actually used to run too.
Yeah.
But after learning a bit more, you only have so many turns on your knees in your lifetime. So, and as you get older, it's just the low impact.
Actually, the funny thing is, even when I was in college, I was like 18, 19, and I got into running because I thought it was good for me. I already started getting knee pain and plantar fasciitis, and I switched over to the barefoot shoes, the Vibram Fibering. Dude, I'm like, at this point, I don't care. I'm just like, I'm just gonna do what's best for
Why
me.
would you care?
Awesome,
Yeah, thank you.
That means when you're 95, you're like still cruising around going, what?
Hey, do my goal is I want to be 122 with a six pack.
You know what? I have no doubt about that.
Oh yeah,
No seed oils, right?
dude.
Don't get her started.
Right, so I'll tell you the secrets. At least for me, right?
Yeah.
I'm 36.88. I do intermittent fasting. No breakfast, no lunch.
Yeah.
I've been doing it the last 7 years. My only poison, just black coffee in the morning. I just drink water, tap water throughout the day. If I'm tired, I just take a nap. And actually for me, I don't know about you guys, but actually what I follow is like more or less like 100% carnivore diet. So at dinner, I'll try to eat like 4 to 5 pounds of meat. And I like organ meats, beef liver, beef heart, beef kidneys. Oh, nice. That's why you look so good. Your skin looks great.
Oh, thank you. There is a lot to be said about the organ meats for sure.
How come like people don't like it no more? It's kind of fallen out of vogue.
Well, I think it's lack of education, mostly. And I think if you're from a developing country, you eat it by default because it's cheaper meat, and you stumble into it that way, which is good.
Yeah.
And then sometimes Western ways, you have to relearn things.
Oh yeah. Well, you want to hear something interesting? So I'm Korean, and I was telling my mom about it, right? So like back in the day, actually, so the Korean word for beef liver is gan, G-A-N. Sounds like gan, right? It actually the translation, it kind of means like gold. So back in the day, only kings and emperors would eat the liver, and they would just throw the flesh meats to the peasants. And actually, so I say sociology. This is my sociological theory: is beef liver used to be more prized and expensive than like steaks and flesh meat. But the reason why it switched was kind of more indoctrination from corporations, because I mean, we know with beef liver, like you can't keep it on the shelf for like weeks on end; it spoils quickly, right? And so all these corporations, they changed the public perception that filet mignon, T-bone steak is better than beef liver, and they made it as like, oh, it looks weird, whatever, like that, right? But I mean, if you just like study it, it's like it has the most nutrition, like predators. If you're a wolf starving in the winter, you kill the thing. What's the first thing it eats?
You eat the heart, you eat the organs, you eat the
and it leaves like everything else for
the brain.
Yeah.
If you're a bird, you eat the brain first.
Yeah.
Oftentimes.
Oh, really? Oh.
Nutrition, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a survival tactic. Has been for years. And Chinese have known this for thousands.
Oh, yeah.
Literally thousands.
Why do you think we Westerners are so stupid?
Well,
We were just talking about that.
Tell me the facts. Tell me the
No,
facts.
I don't know. the facts.
What do you think?
I'm curious.
What do you think? What's your read?
It's keeping up with the Jones.
Keep up with the
Well, it's
Joneses.
interesting. As you think you're getting smarter, I think you're actually getting dumber.
I rule that 1,000%. That is like super facts.
People can. Well, here's what it is.
Yep.
When it's absent of fact, it becomes a belief, and a belief is not necessarily rooted in fact, right?
Or reality.
Or oftentimes reality. Hence, which is why some religions get away with some things. It extends itself into your food system.
Yep.
So it's a collective erosion of intellect on some level.
Yeah. Well, I actually want to hear an interesting fact. I don't know if this is clickbait or it's true or whatever, right? I heard through like a friend or somebody that actually, modern day humans compared to 20 or 50 years ago, our brains are actually getting smaller.
That's possible.
And it's full of plastic too. Like 5% or 0.5%.
Oh, really?
Everybody, yeah, from just
Not
being in the
0.5,
air.
but 0.05.
Oh.
0.5.
Oh, wow.
I think.
I think the truth is people are getting dumber. I actually have an interesting theory. So, you ever wonder why do humans have brains?
Why humans have brains?
Or in the ecosystem, why certain organisms have brains and other organisms that don't have brains?
Yeah, or very small brains. Yeah.
So what's the thought? Why do we have brains?
Well, it's interesting because you have a spectrum of talent.
Yeah.
And I'm generalizing.
Yeah.
We're always surprised when we see a smart football player, right? We're like, oh my gosh, he's got a PhD in biochemistry.
Yeah.
And we're surprised because how do you execute on the field with that big of a brain knowing what you know? So I don't really know the answer, but I think about these things a lot.
Well, taking a zoom out. So humans, we have brains. Why does a sea anemone not have a brain? Because if you just think about the whole biological kingdom, all 10 trillion organisms, there's some organisms that have brains, others that don't.
Right.
So why do you think?
So a tortoise, reptiles, whales, pigs, really smart. I think it has to do with maybe.
Good question, right? Good question, yeah.
I can't even
So I'll tell you my theory. This is kind of it's worth munching on. So there's you Google later, right? Or I'm sure it's on YouTube. It's called a sea squirt, like the sea squirt, like it shoots out water, right? Sea squirt, right? So the theory is, and my theory, it's kind of interesting, is a sea squirt is actually born with a brain. It's like it looks like a jellyfish, right? It's got a really tiny brain, right? And imagine it's jellyfishing around, looking for a place with high nutrition to settle down, right? And so then once it finds this is a good spot, there's a lot of algae in the air, right? It buries itself into the ground, and then do you know what it does? It starts to consume its own brain. And then, right? So then what do you think is the purpose of the brain?
Wow. That's
Interesting, right?
So
Yeah,
my
yep,
theory then,
yeah.
and I'm shooting from the hip right
Yep,
now.
shoot from the hip. Shoot
My
from the hip.
theory is that brain gets dissolved into the body.
Yep.
And your body becomes more intuitive, like octopus.
Ooh,
right?
that's a good theory. Oh, I like that
And
theory.
it's
Yeah,
absorbed into your whole body becomes
neurons.
closer to a brain.
Oh, yeah.
And you more instinctual. So anything like a single cell amoeba,
Yep.
for example,
Yep.
has been around for millions of years.
Yep.
That is the seed of who we are on some level,
Yeah.
right? That's why we exist.
Yeah.
So let's say we have the earth burns up again.
Yep.
What's going to survive is that little seed again.
Yeah.
And they say that every 30 to 50 million years,
Yeah.
there's an instinctual instinctive
Extinction. With an E, not an I.
Everything dies. Everything dies.
event,
Yeah.
and we begin again. But we can only begin again with that single cell that is living in some little puddle below a leaf that happened to survive.